Okay, 20 minutes and 5-second game. Still using the laptop and my phone configuration. So let's have a look and see what we want to do. I think we like pushing through the centre here, seeing as nothing's happening. Can expect this bishop to come and attack the knight, but it doesn't look like they're doing that today. I will take with the knight. As usual, looking at myself, casual chess player, as a normal folk, general interest in chess is the majority is just normal folk who just like to play the game. They don't want to be a master in any way, shape or form. They're not interested in that. They just play the game just to play the game. Have some fun. But along the way, there are areas where they might be interested in developing simple things like developing the pieces, understanding a little bit more about the game so that they can play the game even better against other normal folk. So we're bringing this knight here and just supporting the pawn at the minute. It's not saying we're going to win anything. We're practicing our casual chess, and with what we know from our experiences, this is all we're explaining. There's no guarantees of anything in any way, shape, so long as I'm able to tell my story to myself, to you normal folk playing chess. Not masters, just normal folk. So they're looking to go on castle, so I think we're going to go on castle, but is there anything that we can do to make them think about anything? We do have the bishop that could come out, but I think we can just go on castle for now. Whoa, what's happening? Did I press something wrong? Woohoo, stay on the page. I don't think I did. Maybe I pressed the mouse wrong or something. Right, okay. Because it's a touchpad mouse thing. Very sensitive. So we've gone and castled, both of us. Now, what is the key thing for us now? We want to pressure the king in the king area, but at this moment it doesn't look like that's a clear way in. We do have a minor piece that is on the back. Should we be bringing it out? Sometimes you don't have to rush these things to just because it's on the back. As I'm talking, I'm trying to see if there's anything. Could potentially just bring the rook here, supporting this pawn. Then the knight could potentially just go and attack the bishop and attack the knight. Just simple for a bit of activity, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen anytime soon. Looks like they have prevented the knight from jumping into this square, whether on purpose or they have a plan of attacking us somehow. So we could hit the knight, pawn takes, the rook takes, it's in the centre of the board. Rooks don't really have a place in the centre of the board unless of course it's to your benefit. What's the next thing? We could just move this knight back around again, just to keep it simple, not overcomplicate anything. Bishop's still on the back, but like we said, you don't have to rush to move things just because it's on the back if it's not got a place to really go to. So now, just with what we've explained out to ourselves, now the opponent's overextended in our eyes. So we could hit the bishop and just say, well, what are you actually wanting to do with the smaller piece? So we will hit it with the pawn. Normally they would just go back with the bishop, and maybe they're looking to open up space in front of our king if the pawn does push up, but they're not doing that this time. We will take with the queen, which kind of is starting to bring pieces towards their king. They've moved dead quick. Our bishop can move here to support the pawn, but the rook is already supporting the pawn. We could bring it back here, but then it may get congested in, because I like the diagonal it's got towards their king, because it's hitting this pawn here, and we do have our queen x-raying through the knight to that particular pawn as well. But I think they'll do a step ladder, or this pawn will come down and start hitting it. I don't think it's a major issue. I think it's probably better moving here than all the way back here to the side of our king. It does give our king company, but there's no major threats at the minute. So we will just bring the bishop here. just to keep it nice and simple. And I've noticed I've still cut off the edge here. I need to sort that out. I thought I'd moved it across, but it keeps moving back. Alright, so their knight is out, so they've got a nice cluster of pieces. The knight, the bishop, the knight, and they're all honing in on their king area, giving their king some company. So at this point here, my brain is thinking, do I start to get this bishop out, attacking this pawn? Really, probably looking to attack here, going for the cheapie, if we get the queen across here. So it could be something, it's just if we do move here, I can guarantee the knight jumps straight in here, attacking the queen. It's nothing major, but it's like you lose a bit of tempo. Queen would be attacking this pawn, but the bishop is defending at the minute. I think we will, at this moment in time, we're going to go with that, because it's a cheap shot, but hey, we're only normal folk. And whatever patterns we can see, if we can try and take advantage of them, then that's nice. But if they're awake, they will just bring the knight here and attack the queen. So then think of next move. Let's move the queen off the line altogether, so there's no cheapness. They know about it, but they haven't brought the knight attacking, which I find a bit strange. Alright, so we could bring this bishop here now to attack this pawn, because this bishop is the only one defending the pawn at the minute. So that's a purpose for bringing the piece out. As we mentioned before, sometimes you just don't need to move a piece if it's not got a purpose. And we believe this has got a purpose, so now this knight's probably going to move so that the queen can support the defense of the pawn, or the pawn can move, can't it? It can just push forward. Probably expecting this pawn attack here, even though they are taking their time. They've gone for it at last. Yeah, so they did know about the knight coming to attack the queen after all that. So we've no longer got this, so they're giving us things to think about. I think they're a little bit clever, which is good, you know, that's okay. We can bring our queen up. Obviously the knight is going to take the bishop now, so there's no issues with that particular situation. But I'm feeling okay with that, so we will bring the queen here. Knight takes, queen takes, that's not a problem. Oh, I'm pressing on the mouse thing wrong. Whoa, there we go. Yep, so we take them. Feel like we're activated still. Queen's on this pawn, the bishop's on this pawn. Now they're moving fast, so they feel like they've got some sort of tactical arrangement, I think. So let's try and break it down for ourselves. Like we said, the bishop's sitting here, the knight's come and defended the pawn even more so, but it's wanting to get the queen into the game. This pawn doesn't have any protection at the moment. Our rook would like to be opposite their queen, so that's the move I will be making. And obviously our queen is going to get hit, probably going to get hit by the bishop, but we do have maneuverability. We don't want to get it trapped though, because he did move there dead quick with his knight. Does he have a check on our king? Does have one here, but the pawn can take, unless he gets his queen here. So we're going to go with the rook going opposite the queen. It might look like nothing, but if anything kicks off, then they've got pressure towards their queen. This pawn won't be able to take whatever, if there's anything in front, etc, etc. It's a bit like bringing the rook in front of the king if there's other pieces in front of it. If it starts kicking off, then there's potential mates or pieces can't take pieces because they've got a pin on. So the bishop's not actually attacked the queen, it's moved on the diagonal. Looks like he's looking to double some pawns by attacking our knight. Is there anything else that we can do? Would be nice to double the rooks on this file to hit this pawn. I think we may be too slow to the party, because I think the knight is going to be attacking our queen yet again. If it does attack our queen and yet again, I suppose the queen can take the pawn because we have the support of the rook. Got to be careful though, because if I bring this rook here, his bishop will do this and he'll have an x-ray through and get our rook off the board. So there's no real safe place for us doubling the rooks, because we can't go here, the knight is there. So it could be that we're moving the knight. Obviously the bishop's x-raying through to the pawn. So do we give that pawn up? Is there anything else at all? That looks pretty simple and straightforward. Moving the knight, I think, can work. If the knight moves, which is going to attack the queen. Queen could come back just to protect the pawn, which is a bit sad really, isn't it? We're going backwards. But at least we know about it. Don't think there's anything else that we really need to do. I think we're just going to bring the knight around, wait for their knight to attack the queen because of the bishop attacking the pawn. A little bit clever, I think, for this player's a bit clever. They've not done that, they come rushing for the bishop, so we can push the pawn just to make some space for our bishop. They're moving dead quick, like they've got things sewn up, so that's why I'm moving a little bit deliberately. Right, so if we don't move the pawn, then the bishop will get trapped because it doesn't have anywhere to go. So we will just hit the pawn, keeping it nice and simple for us normal folk. Again, they're moving dead quick. Right, okay, so this pawn is definitely going to be targeted once this knight moves. But in the meantime, I suppose we could bring our knight here, attacking this pawn, basically baiting the pawn because the pawn will attack it. So then when it attacks it, we can move here and we would be having a 2-on-1 on this pawn, and then they would hit us with their pawn maybe, because the knight is defending, bishop drops down. Okay, we won't go too far with the calculation, but something along them lines. So we're going to attack this pawn because it's got no protection, but we said it's going to push. We can go here. I hope narration mode has not taken over with this calculation, because I feel like I've gone too fast for myself. Okay, so the queen's actually coming defended. Right, okay, the queen's coming defended. That's messed everything up really, hasn't it, in terms of our calculation? We thought we were going in here. Is there anything else that we need to do then? Could we just hit this pawn then, just to start things off? Does open up that space for their rooks. So this is the type of thing, as normal folk, as casual chess players, just doing your own calculation in your game and feeling better about your moves if you're wanting to, you know, because if you're just playing it casually, but you just want to be able to play the game and give your opponents a better game, you know, as simple as that. You're not looking at doing any master level stuff. You're just a normal player who just enjoys playing. You might be playing at a party or whatever it is, and you know, just wanting to enjoy the game, just like any other board game that's out there. So back to calculation and see what we can do. I would class this now as we're basically coming towards the end of the middle game. There's all different ways of looking at things, but for me now, the amount of moves that we've made, we've done 20 moves. It's now time to try and think about really kind of ending this game, because don't want to be stuck in doing a merry dance. So this pawn is still supported by the queen at the minute. We could just dance the knight around and attack their knight. We're not really expecting the knight to attack. We're expecting them to do this so that the bishop is attacking this pawn, and we did. Oh, they have done. Oh, but he gets the pawn with the bishop. But we do have a 2-on-1 here. Yeah. So we're going to take with this pawn. Bishop's going to take that pawn. Queen can take this pawn. I think that works for us. Does double our pawns here, but we're not going to lose any sleep over that at this moment in time. Let's just get through the... Oh, he's not doing any of that. He doesn't want the pawn. Or maybe he's getting it later. He's getting it later into sort. He's forcing my queen to move. Then he can take the pawn. this player is very clever. We are on this pawn, but this does have 2 pieces defending. Yeah, it's very clever. So we may as well go back to what we said, which is supporting this pawn, because they want our queen to move out of the way so that they can get their pawn up. So if we can push this pawn, maybe. Now they're getting activated. Queen is coming down, attacking the pawn here, because we don't have any defenses over here. And they're moving really quickly as well, which is right. So we could hit their bishop and just smaller piece attacking a higher piece. We are looking at this queen coming here. Now the bishop's blocked that way, so that's a bit of a, I think, a bonus for us. We could now hit the bishop with this pawn, a smaller piece. Pawn takes, bishop takes, and then we've got an x-ray through with the rook onto the queen. But I don't think we can capitalize on it. So is there anything else? The queen can come here to attack this pawn, but we can assume the rook is just going to come and defend. Are they on any of our pieces at the minute? No. So the quickest option is just whipping pieces. This pawn comes to support the bishop type thing. We do have a bit of open space in front of our king, but the queen is protecting this area at the minute. Queen's looking to come down here, attacking the pawn. Our queen can come and defend. Okay, so we've got an airy king, but we potentially think we might have a defense for it. So we will attack the bishop with the smaller piece. And then we will take, as we said. Before we take, does it look any different before we take? Because he's not going to take us back, because the rook will take his queen. No, I think we just take. Let's just take. Maybe the bishop attacks our queen and doesn't take the pawn after all. Oh, it does as well. So we can hit the bishop again, but he's going to go and hit our rook with the bishop. But we will support our pawn and hit the bishop and just move the rook up. Oh, Shah, what is this? Oh, but that's just an exchange. But he's going to get the pawn because the queen is going to come and exchange. So if we go for the queen exchange, he takes, and he gets the pawn with the bishop. Wow, this play is next level. Next level play. Right, so we can just simply move the king out of the way. We don't have to do anything in that sense. Is he on anything else? Because his bishop is still under attack, and his bishop obviously is going to attack the rook. If we moved here, and then the bishop moves there, his queen has got this. So we will go here and expect the bishop to come here. If we fly our queen here and attack their queen, now he's not getting the pawn, but he's getting the rook. But if he doesn't take with his queen, then he loses his queen. So we will attack the queen. This is next level play. We're just normal folk wanting to just demonstrate normal folk chess play. Crikey. So, explaining the stuff as you're going through, you know, win, lose or draw. If you've got an whoa, he's gone back. If you've got an explanation for what you're doing, then it does really help your development in your game. I'm fairly happy with this game. I'm just more surprised that the opponent's really playing some good chess, I think. So we can take the queen off the board now because we really want to end this game. Their bishop's stuck on the edge. We can move the rook up. He is managing this e-file though. His rook is going to be on the back, so yeah, bishop, white square, bishop, get our rook up. I don't think we can get it up there just yet, but let's take their queen off the board. And see, if, because we're owning the open file with the rooks, which is a key thing in the games, if you can. And we've got a white square bishop, so we are now going to move this rook onto a nice white square. And what are the pressure points now? Okay, they're still moving fast, which is really it's kind of weird. Okay, so in essence, we could look to bring this rook here, attacking the pawn. It looks like he's going to be charging down, trying to get the bishop. And we do have our own pawn that can push here. It's just that this pawn doesn't have any support, and they would be able to take. I think we're going to go for the attempt of, oh, not there, doubling the rooks. So if we can get this rook here, and then see if we can get an exchange going. It's just this bishop is quite meaty because it's defending this area, No, it's not having any of that. Don't want no exchanges. Moving so quick. So we can drop down even onto this dark square, but we'll get chased. So we might as well just come to this one, I think. I think he will trade off the rooks. So we're going to go here with the rook, still attempting to double up the rooks. It's these types of games that, you know, even at their master levels, where you see them demonstrating all these fantastic skills or knowledge or whatever it is, they're doing the same stuff that I'm doing now here as a normal folk, as a casual chess player. Calculation, hoping that the opponent makes some sort of mistake. Now he's coming for this magical fork here, so he may get the fork, but if I move this bishop and block, then there's no more fork to be given. Is that right? So you just move the bishop to block, and then try and see if we can simplify the doubling of the rooks. May not give us time, we may just go for the trade, but we may as well just see if we can keep owning the file with the rook. And we can take with the bishop, but I think owning the file with the rook is better, so we'll just keep that. Bishop now is on this pawn, but this player sees everything, so we're not going to get it. Yeah, exactly. This player sees everything. Now, we could push the pawn and have a passed pawn. We takes, and he's blocking our pawn. I think there's more advantage to pushing and having a passed pawn than they have to try and get rid of our white square bishop, which is supporting it. So I'm going to do this. It does give us a bit of a post to actually sit. I didn't do these arrows, you know. A post to sit our rook here, but the pawn is never going to get promoted because the bishop's just going to be blocking it. So we could just again push this pawn, but it does give them a pawn majority against this pawn. Either way, it's going to give them a pawn majority. I'm plumping for attacking the rook. Maybe the rook takes, maybe it doesn't, but we are on their bishop, so the rook takes, pawn takes. But then we're giving them this pawn for free, so we don't want to do that. Anything else? Pushing up, I think, is probably better. I think just keeping it simple, not getting arty. It's proper endgame now. We have a passed pawn, and again they're moving fast. So this time we will do this because it does end on a white square if he does take. Because this player sees everything. And we are on 4 minutes and they're on 17. It's a 5-second increment. So our bishop could just hold the pawn, and that's all it's going to have to do really, isn't it? I'm just going to sit the bishop here. Looks like it's going to peter out to be a draw to me. He does have theirs though, doesn't he? If we hit this pawn, he pushed down, or he takes, and we take. We're on a dark square, and he pushes down, keeps us on a dark square. Then his bishop can come round. Yeah, that's a bit dangerous, isn't it? And if we pushed up and he pushes down, we take. We're still on a white square. Yeah, okay. Let's do this and see if we can get a draw then. Looks like it's going to be a draw. We tried, we attempted, but this player's just seen everything. Yeah, we won't be able to take these pawns off, so it's just going to go back. Ooh. All my pieces are on white squares, so it looks like it's a backwards and forwards type situation, unless I get my king up here. but I can't because he's got too many pawns. So I would have to get my bishop out of here, here, and to here in order for that to work. So if I moved it now, it just goes there and there, and then it's way past, way past. Let's move the king. The idea is to get the king up here. I don't think I'm going to get it though, because his king is just going to sit here, and then there's nothing protecting the pawn. Yeah, and oh, I don't think I've got any repeat moves. Oh, I have this move. King, backwards and forwards. Oh, he's coming down. Oh, he's coming down for the pawn here, isn't he? Oh, shiver me timbers. He's coming down for this pawn. Yeah, I'm way too slow. My bishop will not get round here fast enough for my king to get up there to go and get his bishop. Oh, he's not doing it. Is he going for a draw, do you think? I don't think he's going for a draw. He's going to realise that if he starts coming down here, he can get these pawns. Nothing else for me to do really, is there? We go up. He can push. We take. He pushes down. We come down. He pushes down. We come down. His bishop protects. And then we're stuck there forever and a day. So that's not really going to work, is it? Well, we'll do it anyway, but I think he's going to go here. He's making us think that we've got a draw, but his king's coming down here and going to take these pawns. And there's nothing I can do about it. Maybe I can dance with the bishop, maybe, and come here or something like that, but it... Yeah. Oh, yes! What did I say? What did I say? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oops, excuse me. Move here, he goes there. We go here. Just move here. I'm going to lose on time, aren't I? That's what he's hoping on. That's what he's praying on. But now that we've got looks like a potential defense for it, just bringing the bishop here, it just feels more drawish now than anything. Yeah, just hit the king. Yeah, yet again, another rapid game ending in a draw. Let's just bring the bishop here. Let's going back up for it. Let's bring the bishop here. Freefold, yes, might as well. Okay, interesting game.